Okay, thought I would offer a quick endorsement for a product that I've been testing out over the last week or so called the Reusable Food Wrap from Etee, E-T-E-E, which stands for Everything Touches Everything Else. And Etee is a Canadian company out of Ontario with a philosophy behind it. They are advocating an end to our dependency on single-use disposable plastics. The food wrap in particular is meant to replace things like sandwich bags, saran wrap, Ziplocs, any of those kind of plastics that we might throw some food into to preserve it in our refrigerator or our cupboards, or take it to work with us, or what have you. It's not really meant to replace things like Rubbermaid or Tupperware or plastics that are reusable, that we reuse, over long periods of time. But it's the disposable stuff. It's the throwaway junk that we don't need to continue to add into our landfills or have floating around our environment, literally floating around the ocean and these kind of things. So what they have done is this product in particular has been inspired, according to their advertising campaign, by technologies used in the preservation of bodies in the Egyptian mummy tradition. So what they've done is they've taken cotton cloth and they've infused the cloth with wax, with tree resins, obviously with dyes, with other things, to create a cloth that, I don't know if you guys remember, maybe a decade or two ago, it was fashionable all of a sudden to have these oilcloth Australian trench coats, right? Those were a lot heavier, but they've got this kind of the same kind of feel to them as these Etee cloths. And I ordered a basic 3-pack, which is the large food wrap gray, the small food wrap blue, and the medium food wrap green, and it cost about $20 for the set of 3. Now I could save some money if I was to order in bulk. Like, I know they have a set of 9 for less than $50, and you can get even larger sets at reduced prices, so that you can right away replace all your disposable plastics. I didn't go with one of the larger sets because I wanted to try it first, right? I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be paying $30, $50, $100 for a bunch of what might amount to just wax paper or something like that. But this is actually different than wax paper. This is a quality product. I've been playing with it for the last week or so. As it just comes in a brown envelope, and for the set of 3. And right out of that envelope, you have to kind of choose how you want to use your Etee cloths, your reusable food wraps. If you're going to wrap, actual whole foods, say like this one, I've kept less tacky than the others on purpose, because I foresee it being used for things like sandwiches. I haven't used this large one yet, but I could see it being used for sandwiches or something like that, where I want to wrap up the food, but I don't want the product to be too sticky itself, just sticky enough that it wraps and clings to itself around the food. Still probably going to have to make it a little bit more sticky than it is, and the way that you do that is with your own heat of your hand. When it comes like this, all nice and pressed and folded and everything, you take it and you wrinkle it up. You wrinkle it up into a nice tight ball, with your hands, and then unwrinkle it. Right? Take it all back apart again. It's pretty sturdy. It's not something that's going to tear really quickly. Now, I don't know, when you get further on into the use of it, you're supposed to be able to reuse these 120 to 150 times. Now at some point in there, maybe it'll lose its waxy stickiness, maybe it'll start to tear. I don't know. We'll see when that point comes. I haven't gotten there. I've only been playing with these for about a week. But I want to go ahead and promote them because I do think it's a quality product. So even just doing it that once makes it a little bit more sticky, makes it more able to cling to itself. If it, it's got a little bit of more clinginess to it. I might wad it up once or twice more. But if you're going to use it for, say, in covering bowls and things like that, you want it to be very sticky. You want it to be able to stick to itself. So like 3-4 days ago, I ate half of a cantaloupe, and then I wrapped the other half in this green one. The green one, by the way, I really like even just the color of it because it reminds me of a leaf, The quality of it and the color really reminds me of a leaf, and it makes it feel like more of a natural product. But the cantaloupe, you can see it's been stored in there for 3 or 4 days, and it's still very fresh and moist and everything and nice. So it is definitely fulfilling the same role as my saran wrap might, and it's doing a good job of it. And when I'm done, say I wanted to eat this cantaloupe today, I could take this and just rinse it with cold water. You don't want to use hot water, I guess, because then it'll melt the wax, of course. But use some cold water on it, and if you need to, you can add a little bit of liquid soap on there, with a sponge or something, wipe it around, and rinse it off, and then hang this to dry. And when it's dry, you're ready to use it again. So yeah, I've been happy with this. I've used it on this cantaloupe to good effect, and then I've been trying to eat like a portion every day myself of wild local berries, because I've got a freezer full of them, and it's very healthy stuff to eat some wild berries every day. So even taking this small food wrap, which I've made a little bit tacky, not too tacky, but a little bit so to stick to itself, I can put my day's single serving of berries into the wrap, and then just wrap it up like a burrito if I want. Some of the things on Etee's website, they show some foods, they'll just plop the food down in the middle and then just bring the whole thing up and just squeeze it together, squeeze it together like a little Hershey's Kiss or something like that in appearance. But I like this kind of flat. I can keep it in my jacket pocket if I'm going for a hike. I can easily throw it in my lunch bag or what have you, or I can put it in the fridge, or I can do whatever. So you can store your food in all different kinds of shapes than you might with a typical plastic bag as well, because these have a little bit of structure, more structure to them. So I like that quality as well. So yeah, this is the basic product, and I don't know what more I can say about it. I don't, as I said, I haven't reused these to the point, of course, where they're wearing out and I need to replace them. When you do need to replace them, these can be cut up and put into your regular compost. They do decompose. So it is a true and good replacement for the disposable plastic wraps. And I like that. I like the philosophy behind it. I like the idea. I like the product. The product is quality. It's not just a fancy wax paper. It's better than that. It is a nice fabric, and I want to endorse it. So there it is. For those of you who follow my YouTube channel, if you're interested in making a move to try to become less dependent on those kind of plastics yourself, I would recommend buying these. And for those who maybe have seen them advertised and wondered, is that legit or not? So far, so good as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, though, I haven't done a lot of wear and tear on them yet to test their durability over time, but just the feel and the feel of them, and the little bit of use that I have done over the last week, suggests to me that they're going to do exactly what the company says that they're going to do. So that is the Etee reusable food wrap, and like I said, in the description section you can click. I'll put a link to their website. Go check out their website, because this is not the only product that they've produced thus far in that same vein of trying to get us away from those reusable plastics, and it probably won't be the last, hopefully, if they're successful with this.